Eureka.
We make plays every day, yeah. 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 Hit him with the run pass option. I run shit or I shred from the pocket. I'm always shopping, I'm always copping, and always pray I'm falling like leaves an item. Hey, what could I say? I make plays every day. Catch me with a thick one, make her pay what she weigh. And then some. Welcome to my kingdom. Really in the field, never got my feet up. Go hard, push a hard line. Yeah, been around, peep the archives. Yeah. Off top, it's a long grind. You don't need a watch to see that it's hard time, yeah. I'm counting chips, finna take the chip. You counterfeits, better pay attention. I'm about a chick, catch me in my bag. Sunday to Sunday, living that. We make plays every day, yeah. 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 We make plays every day, yeah.
Could be one sitting in the pocket. I like to dip and dunk, but I rock it. Money, money, money is the topic. Win, win, win. It's the only
I saw the GWN signal, and we are here for another edition of Awake Your Game. Yeah, how y'all feeling? Welcome back
Happy
to
as fuck.
Why Goo.
Yeah, I bet, huh? Chargers pulling out a win, kind of securing their spot in the playoffs. Congratulations.
They are there.
They're in the dance.
Yes, and right out the gate, man, we want to shout out our man Guccini JD. Safe travels. You know what I'm saying? It was good to have him back last night, and I am here joined by my esteemed colleagues, me, the ear to the streets, our man Kittle Cat, and the Neon Peacock himself. Shout out to our sponsor, neonpeacockmerch.com. Check out the new Simpsons bogey strip. Boom shakalaka! Boom shakalaka! Go ahead and head on over to neonpeacockmerch.com and get some of our fly gear. You feel me? Yeah. So are we going right to the streets? Is that what we're doing here?
Yeah. Let's go to the streets.
Right to the streets, Lee.
Well, Mike Evans needs 251 yards to get his 1,000 yards with 3 games to go. That's 84 yards a game.
You know, I have to say, there's a big part of me that doesn't want him to achieve it. Because I feel like there's no one in sight right now to eclipse Jerry Rice's joint but him, because he's currently on this streak.
And Baker Mayfield says he thinks about it more than Mike Evans. Yeah. Oh, man. For our fantasy
boner sound.
for the
Oh, Mike Evans.
So if I'm the defensive coordinator over on the other side, I'm going, okay, we're gonna triple cover Mike Evans because they're just gonna force it to him. We're gonna capitalize on that, and we will be getting some turnovers. We're gonna force some interceptions and win these games against the Buccaneers. I think they have some.
They have the Cowboys coming up.
Yeah.
And then they got, so he has 3 games to eclipse 250 yards. I think he's good money. I think he's going to get the record, bro. Mm-hmm. And he's an ultimate lock for a first ballot Hall of Famer with all.
For sure.
And he got the Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
Well, Dennis's Vikings have not ruled out of making quarterback Sam Darnold a contract after this season.
There's a new king.
Hey, you know what's gonna happen once they pay that man? He goes back to Sam Darnold, man.
Wow.
I swear, he's gonna turn back into that Sam Darnold that everyone shits on. Oh, pay him. You gotta keep the stick with the carrot, and you just ride Sam Darnold's back, and he just keeps chasing that carrot.
Well, Raiders limited partner Tom Brady is supposed to be heavily involved in picking Las Vegas's next quarterback, which we have a funny feeling it's going to be Shedeur Sanders.
I mean,
Yeah. The Giants moved back one spot. They could still
get Ward.
Yeah.
But the Giants, are they a top 3 right now? Because I know with the Raiders winning, that knocked the Giants out of
the Giants are, I think it's the Raiders 1, Giants 2.
Okay,
and it's by percentage points right now because of strength of schedule.
They're taking their QB no matter what. The Giants are taking their QB.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Unless they're moving back last spot, because there's only 2 guys really on paper right now, right?
Shedeur and Cam Ward, right?
They could sign somebody in free agency if they don't like any of the options that are class.
Kirk
Cousins. Gerard Mayo is expected back next season for the Patriots.
Give your respect.
Curb your enthusiasm drop.
Well, Detroit Lions David Montgomery could return in the postseason.
Good for him.
Yeah.
He knows this is his last. I mean, this might be his last go at it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because he's getting older. Actually, you know what? I'm going to retract that statement. We're going to put respect on elder running backs moving forward from now, because this was the year of the old running backs.
We got Hollywood Brown, who's likely to play in this weekend. We got Drew Lock to start. We got Mason Rudolph, who's going to start against the Jaguars.
And Drew Lock is starting. Okay. Oh, you guess he played last week, right?
No, he didn't play last week.
It was DeVito.
It was DeVito.
We actually might have a game. This is good for all our Nabbers starts in week 16 if you made it in spite of Nabbers like me.
TJ Watt is going to play. George Pickens.
Very good.
You cannot count on George Pickens as of right now. They're looking like he's trending is not playing.
You know, I'm starting to think we could have never have counted on him. I ain't gonna lie.
And we know Alvin Kamara is done for the year.
They made it official?
Pretty much, yeah. Isaac Garindo. We know Isaac Garindo is done for not playing this week.
Defeated.
Yeah.
And check this out. Did you see in League 20? His name won't be said on here, but he had dropped Patrick Taylor on Tuesday, and I claimed him thinking like, okay, no one claimed him for 2 days. Maybe I get him. I got him for $0. I have no money. Shout out.
Well, Cowboys EVP Stephen Jones has left the door open to a possible trading Micah Parsons this season. So then Micah comes out this morning and says he isn't prioritizing being the highest paid defensive player in his next upcoming contract.
Give your respect.
That he says he doesn't have to be the highest paid contract.
He ain't performed like it in 2 seasons. You know what I mean? We're all chasing his rookie year production when he was the baddest motherfucker.
Did you hear the thing about Woody Johnson, the Jets owner? About the Jerry Jeudy trade?
Hold on. I just realized this. His name is Woody Johnson. Continue.
It says here, Jets owner Woody Johnson reportedly killed a potential trade. The Jets and the Broncos on Jerry because the receivers' ratings in Madden video games weren't high enough.
Wow.
They're never high enough. Derek Stingley barely got to 90 on Madden, like overall. It's like, what?
So Woody Johnson definitely is like, we're going to draft that Sauce Gardner. His Madden rating's better.
And Garrett Wilson said he's fed up with the Jets offense. He got heated with the several coaches on the sidelines on Sunday and he's also said, hey, and then you can back next country. He said, hey, I'm open to go anywhere as long as I'm happy.
I used to think that was par for the course. Like, oh, this is when you're a number one receiver, you got to have that diva in you. You know what I mean? But then there's the Nico Collins of the world, Mike Evans of the world. You know, even Brian Thomas as a rookie. You don't hear him. He's quiet as kept. He just goes to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, so maybe you don't necessarily need to be the over the top OBJ, Stephon Diggs, DJ Moore. You know, like guys who are just those outright flamboyant with their complaining. You know what I mean?
Now, Commanders defensive tackle Jonathan Allen is hoping to return this season after surgeons discovered that he's only suffered a partially torn pec muscle.
Are they in the mix still here? The Commandos?
I believe so. I think the
they're
wild card.
They're not eliminated, but like, do they? Like, how many games are they behind? I should say, because like, I mean, they just brought back Dorian Payne, and he's lightweight balling.
Well, we know Buda Baker just signed a new deal.
Yeah, it deserves it too, because they were trying to they were trying to trade him like 2 seasons ago when he was battling injuries, and then like he finally came through, balled out, looked like the OG, looked like the young Buda Baker. You know what I mean? Shout out to Buda, man.
Well, the current expectations is Patrick Mahomes will be playing on Saturday.
Word.
Nick Chubb suffered a broken leg and he's out for the year.
Word.
Sam Hubbard is going to be out for the remainder of the year with a PCL injury.
A lot of good men dying out there.
We can get Carlton Davis. You can count on him. Bye-bye. And we know the Trent Williams is done for the rest of the year.
Brr.
And then Jets, Jalen Mills broke his collarbone and we placed on injury reserve, and he's done for the year.
So many of them died, but they will not die in vain.
And that's pretty much it. And that's about it I got.
Okay.
Thank you, ear to the streets, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, the ear to the All right. Circling back, the Commanders are currently in 7th, I believe. In the NFC playoff picture. If they lose, they still have a 78% playoff probability.
Nice.
Currently sitting at 85, and then with a win, 94%. So probably locking that up with a win.
This
Same
is
thing
a
for the Packers
playoff game here, right here.
Rams are in a lot less. Even though they're in the 4th seed, their chances are a lot lower.
Yeah, because you have the Seahawks and the Cardinals aren't too far behind them in the division.
It's a big one for the Bucks too. This is a big one for the Bucks. You look at the way the odds go. If they drop actually to 65, it's still, they're still in it, but
yeah. And then like
crazy.
They get to see Penix and them win or not. That's what sucks, because it's like if Penix and them lose against the Giants, then you know what I mean. The direness. It eases up a little bit, right, for the Bucks on a Sunday night against the Cooper Rush-led Cowboys.
Yeah. Broncos.
I'm legit been considering Cooper Rush over Russ in one of these Superflex dynasties, and that just sounds crazy.
I think right now the way it sits, we'd be facing the Chargers.
Ooh.
No, the Chargers right now have the Steelers. We get the 6 gets the 3, 7 gets the 2. You would actually get. Hold on.
The Ravens.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want the Chargers to win last night.
There's a chance that they lose the rest of the way. It's the Chargers.
There's a chance that a lot of things happen too. Like we'll see. We'll see how it flows.
Yeah, I think they'll probably sit Herbert maybe next week.
Stephen Flo.
Stephen Flo. Stephen Flo.
I gotta get that. I gotta get that drop.
Yeah, we do. And the moment we find a player named Steven anything, it's on. We don't have any good Stevens in the league right now, at least that are fantasy relevant.
Not anymore. Shout out to King D, LBC out there. Our man Ginger Ninja. Albert Marroquin, salute.
Albert
bakes a lot. And Bakesalot says, good luck this week, Bogart.
Good luck to you too, Big Bakes. I'm definitely gonna need it. He has a hell of a squad over there. I have a ragtag group of misfits. It's kind of how I like it. They never suspect Bogart and his ragtag group of misfits. Stephen Flo. Stephen Flo.
Bakes even put it in the chat. All right, you guys want to kind of talk the game last night, I guess?
Yeah, sure.
9-6 Broncos falling to the 9-6 Chargers. Final score 34-27. Pretty good game.
Yeah, it was. And what happened there? They just hell of adjustments for the Chargers defense and stuff in the second half. Because, like, there was I remember Kidda pointing out early on in the game, like they were definitely stacking them. I mean, they were definitely
Denver only had a pair of field goals in each quarter.
Back. And then the moment they started not dropping everyone back, he started shredding them. And like they just, I don't know, they figured out. And then that scramble. Then he throws it like after he ran.
I don't understand. I can't believe it.
That's like the Mafia if I've ever seen it. They're like, all right, it's time. It's time to take a dive, kid. You're gonna throw a lateral pass after you run past that first down.
Yeah, that was weird.
So looking at it, drive by drive, I guess. First quarter, punt, 5 plays, 4 yards. Touchdown, 12 plays. This is a long drive. The estimate touchdown was the first one. 12-play drive, 74 yards. 5-minute drive, 6-minute drive.
Yeah, and they looked like really good. They looked like they could You know what? They're really good at executing that first, like, however many dozen scripted plays for real. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then the Chargers answered with their own 10-play drive, 70 yards, almost 5 minutes, with a Gus Edwards, culminating in a Gus Edwards 1-yard touchdown run. So that was your first quarter action. 2 long drives. Or
yeah, ate up the whole clock for real. And then I thought we was going to get an ugly game at that point, and it kind of turned up in the second quarter.
Yeah, second quarter, touchdown, 14-play drive, starting at Denver's 30, another 70-yard drive. Bo Nix to Burton for 1 yard. And then answered by a 9-play drive. They went 51 yards, almost 4 minutes, 37-yard Cam Dicker field goal.
Epic field goal, by the way.
Actually, the epic one came later.
Oh, I think you said 57. My bad.
No, this is the 51-yarder.
Oh, wow. Look at that guy. Just knocking him out the park that day.
He's a UT alumni. Dicker the kicker, they call him.
Oh, so he been Dicker the kicker.
Mm-hmm. Before he got to the NFL.
Look at that.
It's been around.
He should just have a jersey that says the kicker on the back.
It's pretty dope.
That would be cool, huh? Oh, he's the kicker.
Vele had the next touchdown for the Broncos. It was a 9-play drive, 7 yards. A short drive. They made quick work, so there must have been some big plays.
Yeah, I think he had one big play down the field there to get I can't remember. Yeah, to get them down to like the 30 or something like that.
53-yard pass to Mims.
That's what it was. Bong, got him right down there. I wonder if that was even like, I can't remember if it was actually a bomb or if he like yacked it up. But yeah, I remember that. Real Steven.
And then following possessions here, it's hit a little bit of stale. Like these teams mirrored each other here. 5 plays, 7 yards punt. Then Denver's possession, 5 plays, 19 yards punt. Or I'm sorry, interception. No, wait, punt, sorry. And then Chargers, 7 plays, 49 yards, interception. And then Broncos, 4 plays, -2 yards, punt. So there was a little bit of a lull there in the middle of
that was like right at the end of the second quarter, right?
Yeah, and then finishing with a field goal. And this is the 47-yard field goal. I'm sorry, 57-yard field goal. And this is the one where
they lined up like it was a kickoff.
Correct. And so the reasoning for that, and I think I read it correctly on Facebook. Oh, sorry, I'm covering the ear's face like his sunglasses. But Derek in the house. What up, Derek? on his way to Connecticut, driving now. Hey, be safe out there. I'm sure there's snow on the roads. Happy holidays. Yeah, it's slow here at the office, so producing pee today. And check it out. I'm wearing my Fresh Grinch of Bel Air, Fresh Grinch of Bel Air shirt. You can find exclusively at the Neon Peacock. Still good enough to, you can get one for New Year's. It's still pretty festive. But tons of holiday stuff on there as well. If you guys you failed to get a Christmas gift, you can get a $5 gift card, and you can email that to somebody so they have $5 off on the shop. You go check that stuff out. Happening now at neonpeacockmerch.com. But back to the field goal. So there was a punt. Denver punts. There's a fair catch right as time is expiring. So because of the fair catch rule, and they didn't advance it, the offense would get a play. But they were pretty far away, so it's not a play, but I think it's like a free kick rule or something like that.
So they treated it like they were like a kickoff would be.
So since it was a free play, and then there was a penalty, it moved them close enough to attempt it for 57 yards, which is why it became in play. Because normally when you punt something away like that, and then you call for the fair catch at the end of the half, the game's over. Right.
Oh, but there was a penalty.
There was a penalty that moved it up, which made it a 57-yard attempt from that position. And since it was a free play, they took advantage of the free kick rule, and they were able to line up like a kickoff. And
the Broncos, that's them, bro. They gave it to them right there.
Yeah, they gave it to us right there, and it set that.
Hindsight 2020.
So they took advantage of. There was a very Belichickian type of.
It was
loophole in the
Jim
rule.
Harbaugh, man. If we're talking about finding ways to cheat. Or
something that hadn't been done since 1976, I believe, something like that.
Yeah, 74.
74. There you go. My dad graduated high school that year. It's crazy.
I was born 10 years later, and they still talked about that kick.
50 years ago. I was there 50 years ago. I too was there. Last time the Cowboys won the Super Bowl also. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was
going to say it's a fun fact. That was the same year the Cowboys last won a Super Bowl. No, I'm joking.
Wow. Oh no, they won 25 years ago, right? 29.
Dennis coming in here saying it was a free kick due to kickoff interference. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Oh, Dennis is wearing the same shirt. He got himself a Fresh Grinch shirt off the website. That's awesome, bro. Appreciate that. That's cool. I'm wearing them with my Grinch shoes. I don't know if you guys can see this. Hold on. Let me back these up. Yeah. Oh, they're green.
Oh, the fuzzy ones too.
The fuzzy joints with the ornament and the key tag.
Bad.
Got the switched laces. They have the Grinch eyes on the.
Badassery.
Grinched out today.
That's hard.
Holidays right around the corner. Derek got mad at the cowboy joke.
He's like, hold on.
Derek, not Dennis. Oh, my bad that I mixed up both y'all's names. It's because it's very similar. I do that. Sorry. I said Dennis and then Derek when I was mentioning the other one. My bad.
We're talking about Dallas.
I'm still going through the coffee. So yeah, interesting field goal that ended up there. And then the third quarter, a 12-play drive for the Broncos that ends in a field goal. Dicker 65 yards to the end zone. Oh, I thought it was a kick. I was like, geez. Any big plays here? Franklin 18 yards. And then it ends in a field goal. 12-play drive coming up next for the Chargers. 18-yard run by Herbert. Oh, that was a nice scramble.
Mm-hmm. All right, you can fire up T. Higgins. He's good to go.
There it is. Dang.
All right.
I guess, but we did have a T. Higgins or Lad conversation last night, and the dude played Lad because he couldn't weight it down. So the new Lad. He has Lad in his name.
There were some chunk plays here. The 18-yard run by Herbert, which was nice. He kind of just stepped up in the pocket and took off. I saw that in the Madden view on Prime.
Cool.
And then a 13-yard run. Another one here. Then there was a penalty for the unnecessary roughness. Oh yeah, let's talk about that.
He made up for his turnover with the rushing yards for show.
Let's talk about that while we're here in this part of the game. Let's get to. I think I shared something today. Dude, that would have been perfect timing for it. Hold on. Let's go ahead and let's talk about that hit while we're at this part of the game.
Yes.
So let's see. Let's go to, I think, to my page, and I shared it recently. Here we go. So here is the here's the slide and the hit. Slide and late hit. Leads with a forearm, hits the broski, and there's a penalty, right? So I'll stop sharing it. I think we're good there. I didn't want to do it for too long.
Yeah.
And same mechanism, same timing as what we saw from the Aziz Al-Shire Trevor Lawrence play just a few weeks ago. Not the same result, obviously.
There's no one being suspended on that one.
Yeah, but nobody got suspended. Nobody got flagged. I mean, he got flagged, right? But he didn't get kicked out of that game and then suspended for 3 more. He didn't get fined, and there obviously there wasn't a head injury that led to a season-ending shoulder surgery, which were they weren't even correlated, right? The T-Law thing.
I like it. Aziz destroyed Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, that's the narrative that everybody painted there, So they factored in his previous background, I guess, and they decided to suspend him
his
3 games.
history.
Yeah, and nothing happened to who was it? Strand or whatever the guy's name is.
Oh yeah.
Or Star, I don't know what his name is. I think like the R was misspelled on the broadcast, and I was like, is that what his last name is? It's like Starnd. I was like, no, I think it's Strand. But regardless, no heavy fine. The Chargers didn't go out there and start a scuffle or anything like that. So maybe that's what's up. But it was a very similar hit as far as timing, mechanism, parts of the forearm to the forehead to the helmet of the quarterback. It was all the same. Yet no ejections, no suspensions. So questionable stuff there. I just thought I'd bring that up. But back to the task at hand. Let's see. So, touchdown. That led to a touchdown. Gus Edwards 5-yard run, and then they failed a 2-point conversion. And Broncos end up with the ball 5 plays. It only goes for 3 yards, and then in the 4th quarter, we get a touchdown from Herbert on that pass to Davis. So yeah, for 19. Good stuff. And then I think after that, it's punt, and then we get a late touchdown by the Chargers again to Hassan Haskins, and that pretty much seals the deal. And then we get a late field goal, garbage time field goal by the Broncos, where Kittle was pretty upset that they didn't go for the touchdown.
And his name is Stranad.
There you go, Stranads.
Yeah, he has Nad in his name.
Stranad. Oh, my Stranads.
Oh, my Stranads.
Yeah, the R is in an awkward position.
That's what I was saying. I was like, what's his name?
You only see that with the word strange, right? Right? STR. What are straight? I guess that's another word, right? But Stranad, where the N, it's like, how many consonants is that in a row? 3 consonants. 4. STRN.
Oh well, better fortunes there to our friend Ginger Ninja. He says he's battling walking pneumonia over there.
And the Texans are signing Irv Smith Jr. to the active roster.
What's that?
The Texans are signing Irv Smith Jr. to the active roster.
His name is Big Irv Smith.
So Big Irv is there. He was on the practice squad, right? Picked up because Cade Stover had that appendicitis or appendectomy or whatever that he's still recovering from. Yeah, he in the middle of the night on I think like a Saturday, his appendix blew up, and he was like, "Well, I'm not going to play."
I told you, shout out to my cousin Francis. He had his appendix blow up on him for real, and then he said it felt like he was leaking. He was like, he thought he was all wet, like he peed himself. He wakes up in the middle of the night, and then he was like, "Oh shit, something blew up inside me, and it feels like it's leaking everywhere." You know what I mean?
God, that's I'd imagine that's like spilling coffee down your pants.
Like, whoa. Oh, remember Dr. Hibbert? He's like, they're like, is there a doctor? He's like, yeah, I'm here. And then he performs the emergency appendicitis. He grabs, he throws it, blows up and shit. Shout out to Dr. Hibbert. He was like the Cosby of the show, right?
He was.
Like, we need a Cosby character.
He had that voice too,
Yeah, and he was a doctor and everything.
Shout out to Chase, Morning Song.
What up, Chase? What up, Song? Shout out to the guys.
Everybody says it's dope that my office is the Texan Stadium. I know, right? It'd be cool.
Right? I mean, hello, Texas, H-Town Huddle. Y'all, you know what's so funny is Clock, he works for the Seahawks, right? And then we almost had Jimmo in there with the Patriots.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was talking to shout out to the Icon this morning. He was saying like they're talking about him. They want to offer him another gig. You know what I mean? Like, dude, go work for the Patriots.
All right, asking for a friend, Keon Coleman or Romeo Dubs.
I'm going, ooh. So we got to worry about Dobbs not getting a lot of pass attempts because Jordan Love hasn't had to do that. And I don't think this is a shootout at all against the Spencer Rattler led New Orleans Saints. So and then there's Keon Coleman who's playing another game. Like I think Kidda has more confidence in that game being a competitive game. So I think I would lean Keon here. Is that crazy?
Okay, that's what I had Keon in my lineup.
But what the fuck has Keon done, right?
And nothing
Not
much.
Just
Shout out to Song. He says he's on mandatory like layoff or like leave, I guess, or whatever for 3 weeks. It's time to just chill and do what he wants, which is nice.
I mean, his only decent game.
Well, because you know what? For real quick, shout out to Song. Song's probably there was one point it was like August. He's like working every day, nonstop until the season or something like that. And then like I think he continued like so they're like, listen, man, mandatory, stay away. You know what I mean? Like, you're working entirely too much.
Yeah, StreamYard has offered this cool thing where we can change the font of the chat. It says Dennis was asking. He's like, "Why is it in all caps?" I'm not typing in all caps or whatever, but you can.
Well, we're some yelling motherfuckers over here, so we want the chat yelling right back at us.
I'm just trying to figure out what we can use. That's like pirate stuff right there.
Ooh.
Pirates, huh?
Ooh, do they have ancient Sumerian?
Let's see if they have like wingdings. No, they don't.
Ooh, what about the ones that slanted, like they're drunk, like italics? What do they call them?
Italics.
Italics. Damn,
like
I've been far. I haven't been in school in hell long.
That one's kind of italic, but let's see. No, nothing like just plain Merriweather. That one's cool. I like that one.
I'm a big fan of the Rome. What is it called? The Roman
Times New Roman.
There it is. I've got things engraved over the years, and I always know that.
When you do graphic art, you have to kind of know a lot of the fonts and like.
Yeah, exactly.
I knew you know that. You're on the time Roman.
Ooh, rock salt. I kind of like that one.
Ooh,
it's like marker.
Oh, that makes me hungry for some reason.
Rock salt.
God, you can't talk about food without.
He has a very wide range of food triggers. Like you heard the word salt, he's like, ooh, burgers.
Yeah, you need your own restaurant called Kiss.
Well, no, I told her mom she needs to open up a bar and call it Ron's because that's my dad's name.
No.
Oh, okay, cool.
But she makes all sorts of food.
I'll pull up and be like, I know Ron's son. I'll have you know I do a show with Ron's son.
Ronson?
See, see, before they open up their spot, you get your show popping. You're eating out with Kidda. We got to work on the title actually. Eating out with Kidda.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy. But yeah, see, you get your show popping, right? And here's before you left the stream, I came up with the idea, right? So look at this. You film yourself eating, right? Like a whole entire feast. Then the show is you in the corner with your headset on. You're kind of calling play-by-play. All right, so see here, first off, we started off attacking this rack of ribs, right?
Bogey, I have some AJ Brown news for you.
Okay, oh, better be
He's
good.
practicing today.
All right,
All right.
in a row. Let's fucking go.
Ginger Ninja says Kidda's hollow leg is empty again.
Because he's a pirate. You know what I mean? His leg is full of rum or tequila in this.
Hollywood Brown activated says Song. And then Jace says he's in a bind here, guys, between Purdy, Stafford, or Rodgers. He doesn't trust any of them.
Purdy, Stafford, Rodgers. Okay, I'm going to order it. Stafford, Purdy, Rodgers.
I would too.
I mean, I'm not afraid. It's gonna be like 23 degrees, like the highs in MetLife this weekend. But and so you got the Hollywood Rams going over there. Some people might buy into that a lot, but Sean McVay travels real well to the East Coast, and like you got some like Stafford who's played in the NFC North for years. He's not afraid of no cold weather. I don't buy into a lot of that shit at all.
Not afraid of no ghosts.
No, unless it's like super windy or something. But we don't see any news of wind. It's just gonna be cold. Hopefully Puka doesn't get all cold and freeze on the kid, man. He's an USO, you know what I mean? He's used to like tropical weather, you know what I mean?
Is he now?
I don't know. I'm just he just seems like a guy with a cold with like he has like a high. How many times have we watched the game this year where either Puka's not in the game or he's in the game and he died, then comes back alive in the game?
Brutality.
He's playing with my emotions. It happens like every game.
Maybe he's a cat and he has like 9 lives. But see, I think I've seen him die about 7 times. He might only got like 2 lives left.
I don't know, man. He plays. He plays pretty hard. Every time he gets the football, it's like for real. Or that's like at the end. That's at the end of the play, right? It's like at the beginning of the play. Like it's like set hut.
Purple set.
He's running his routes and making breaks. And then like he gets tackled.
Right into the fucking cymbals.
Yep.
Runs right into a drum set. Yeah.
Chase says appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate you, Chase. And I think Brock is in an okay spot there too. It's just like because with the running back situation, they might have to throw it a lot. But I'm gonna go with the team that throws a shitload. Yeah, that's the Rams.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So I got some asking for a friend. I have Kittle in there, and it's tight end premium. Do I throw in Patrick Taylor instead?
I don't think so. I would not.
Me neither. Okay.
Just go down with your stars.
Now, Patrick Taylor or DK Metcalf.
I don't want to answer any DK questions. I sat him the last couple.
People hate him so much. I traded for him everywhere.
I've sat him down the last couple of weeks, to be honest, and it's worked out okay.
Yeah, I sat him for Terry McLaurin last week in one of them joints, and and now I have this decision again where like I have to pick 2 out of these 4 in League 14. It's Patrick Taylor.
It's a good matchup versus Minnesota.
It is. They're a little leaky in the secondary.
It might be rainy. It might be rainy. It's the one.
A little bit of rain.
Yeah, and like are we gonna get a hobbled Geno? Probably. Which is okay because it's not like we're that's the reason why Geno gets off on his legs here and there because no one ever suspects it. So if he's just going to be relegated to just shredding from the pocket, like
Ginger Ninja says they got 10 inches of snow dumped in Minnesota yesterday.
Damn, it's a whole lot of snow.
Yep,
that's crazy. I can't do the snow like that.
No, when it comes to
he was driving. He was driving on the freeway. He sent me a picture. I'm like, where the fuck is the road?
No, when it comes down, it's like that in the East Coast too. It comes down and you're like, it's up to your knees within a couple hours.
It's pretty much like that all the way from the East Coast to Midwest, and it's only like not in the South or the fucking. I guess it does that rain. I mean, it snows in like North Carolina and stuff like that, right?
No, not as well.
North Atlanta.
It does.
North Atlanta?
By Georgia, I mean.
It does by the water, but in the interstate, not really. By
Doesn't
the
it
water.
snow in like North Georgia?
North Georgia, yeah.
Oceanfront property in Arizona.
After the earthquakes.
Shout out to Cam opened the chat. He said, I just tuned in and this man got a stadium background. LOL. Yeah, dude.
He's in the building, man.
This is a good one. It looks good. I'm gonna keep this one.
Yeah, super legit.
I got all different angles of backgrounds, but this one seems fitting. It's like I'm on field. You know, the game's
that
about to
desk
start.
that they put out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Desk.
The studio desk.
Hype.
Professional.
What's some marquee matchups that we're looking forward to this
Well,
week? Like
starting Saturday, we got the Texans and Chiefs.
that's a good one.
We can go over that. Look, I'm gonna hijack it. Look, let's just go H-Town huddle.
Let's go. Look at us.
Hold on. How do I
Take them to the stadium fully. Let's just
style? Boom.
The Sunday night.
Oh, where's my background? What are they doing to me? Here we go.
Sunday night and Monday night. Those are good ones.
Overlay. Oh, backgrounds were closed off. Sorry. Boom. There we go. Now we're in the stadium.
Sick.
Let me get this set up correctly. I have these set up different than our usual. Where the heck? There we go. All right. And we'll just do one of these here. Cool. All right. So the Texans are taking on the Chiefs.
What?
See, does everything really work? Yeah, we're really in the field. Yeah, we in the field out here.
Yeah, we in the field, bruh.
What's the weather for the Texans Chief game? Yeah, that's a good one. Let's check that out. Let's see. It's gonna be 13-1 Chiefs hosting the 9-6 Texans.
Damn, how did that happen?
13-1
injuries.
Yeah, last meeting the Chiefs beat the Texans 30-24
In overtime?
back in 2022.
And it was overtime with Judge Davis Mills Lanes. Remember that?
Judge Davis Mills. Oh, that's right. He took
It
him
was
to
a fucking
overtime.
thriller.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And it was during the fantasy
forgot about
playoffs
that.
too. I want to say it was like week 15 that year or something like that.
Yeah, he stepped up if he had the guts to play him. Nico
Yeah,
Collins.
because
Was
you
it
played
Nico?
him in League 14 that year.
I did. I was like, did Nico come through? I think also I had the stack.
I think
pretty
even
crazy.
Pierce kind of did his thing. I think Pierce was already. Oh, was Pierce still alive? Because I know that was his rookie year, and I know he got hurt at one point. But
Yeah, no, his rookie year he had almost 1,000 yards. He was still
Yeah,
he
he
was
was
still
doing
playing. He went off that game if I'm not mistaken. I think he had a
yeah, he even tore up the Eagles and that
TD.
year too. Like
He
it
did.
was crazy. He was doing.
they
his
lost that game close. It was a close one towards the
thing.
end.
It was
Also,
a Thursday nighter.
Davis Mills played pretty well. Let me see. I'm gonna do some rundown of the Texans Chiefs and try to give you guys some quick hitter stats that
Nice.
I can remember any. But yeah, like I said, last meeting back in 2022, it's going to be a reunion game for a couple of Chiefs playing versus the Texans. Can you name two of them at least?
You mean Justin
actually three.
Reed? Okay, Justin Reed.
Yeah, that's the first guy, the safety.
Damn it.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh shit, that was right in my face.
And I believe
okay.
Charles Omenihu is still on the roster for the Chiefs.
Omenihu. Okay. Dang. I thought I would nail
And
this.
Omenihu's a former UT standout. Saw him play college ball as well. So
Dang.
Cam says, who should I start? Jordan Love, Purdy, Penix, or Error?
I would go with Jude.
It's Purdy, Love, Penix in that order for me.
I'm going Love, Purdy.
I'm gonna go
Penix.
Love too.
Love has been good. He just hasn't been had to do much. That's the one thing I worry about. And like,
Oh,
They
because
are.
he had the run game. Yeah.
yeah, they're and then here comes the Saints they've been giving up booty on the ground this entire year. So
Here come the Saints. I don't know.
the Saints come marching.
Here it is.
That's what I should have went with. The Saints come marching in, and they haven't been stopping the run this entire year.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Penix, but I guess starting him over Love would be very, very bold.
Is it sacrilegious
Probably.
to the fantasy gods?
No, it's not. Giants suck.
That is true. That's a very good point. And I mean, the lefty is he got a crazy fastball. Like this guy zips it. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, totally would open up a different part of the playbook that they definitely have.
Albert, Lee gave us some T. Higgins news earlier. What was that again, Lee?
Yeah, T. Higgins is a go for Sunday.
What was the exact report though? They just said he's good to go.
Yeah, he's good to go.
Okay,
Zach Taylor said he's all good, and they've been monitoring him the last 3 weeks exactly the same way. He hasn't practiced all week and then limited to the last 2 days.
That's a very good point.
And then he's playing. Yep. Fire him.
Says, or should I pick somebody up off waivers? I think you're pretty good rocking with those other two guys, unless you have some crazy good option.
Yeah, even if you want to play block mode, you feel me?
And then Derek says Pennick's going to be top 5 quarterback this week. You heard it here first. I say Derek.
It's hard to argue that. Shout out to Derek because goddamn, we're talking about now a motherfucker that gives up top 12 QB finishes. Unless you're Derek Carr, apparently last week. Was that only last week? Dang, when did the Saints play the fucking Giants? Was that only last week? No, Carr missed the week already. Yeah, who the fuck did the Giants play last? Pardon me. I'm figuring out my life right now.
So I was going to say back to the Texans Chiefs. Texans back-to-back AFC South champs. The Chiefs won 9 division titles in a row.
Damn.
Both offenses are kind of these teams are mirroring each other. Defenses are pretty good. Offenses struggling a little bit as of late. Last week, Mahomes.
Should we hit the intro? The H-Town. Fuck it.
Hey, good call, man. Good call.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Let's fucking
Let's do the intro real fast.
I'm excited. I'm on the H-Town.
Yeah.
You don't have to cry.
Cool vibes. So yeah, I was gonna say hit the drop. Well, the Cricket Commish says, "Yo, wartime past that." H-Town fire.
Let's go. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Deal,
That's
cool
yeah.
deal.
Welcome to the H-Town Huddle edition of Wake Your Game Up.
There it is. Covering the game really quickly. Like I mentioned, though, the mini revenge narrative for a few of those guys returning, or at least facing their old team. Patrick Mahomes, 160 yards, 2 touchdowns, a below 80 rate last week versus the Cleveland Browns. Offenses, I think on the season have scored like the Chiefs 329 total points, the Texans 328 total points.
Wow.
So very similar in those regards. I think both quarterbacks last week threw for about 160 yards and 2 touchdowns. Didn't have to do much. Stroud had a slightly better rating just last week versus the Dolphins. Carson Wentz will not be a factor. It looks like Mahomes is going to be good, according to Lee. And then in 2024, the Chiefs offense, 5 of their last 6 games, they've been scoring under 22 points, which is perfect because the Texans are allergic to scoring more than 23. So Texans, the same thing, though, under 21 points in 3 of the last 4 games, still managing to win because the defense is putting them in favorable positions. They had 3 interceptions on Tua last week, a 60% rate that they allowed. In that game, they shut down. Derek Stingley was shut down on Tyreek. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. I think the biggest guy for the Chiefs last week was the 11 targets, 6 reception, 46-yard game from Xavier Worthy. Everybody else was like 40 yards or under for the Chiefs, and it's the same thing on the Texan side. Just ancillary pieces were kind of meh. So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
I know
as far as that goes.
This is not for fantasy purposes, right? But the addition of or the debut of Hollywood Brown with the Chiefs, does that throw a different wrinkle in there that you're worried about? Because like now you have this other quote unquote burner on the other side, or I mean maybe he doesn't even go past like 30% of the snaps. To be honest, you know what I mean, he might play like 30 snaps even or 25 snaps.
Yeah, Texans, like I said, have been in the past susceptible to big plays, but they kind of clamped that down last week, even when Waddle was on the field. Lassiter being back, Bullock back there, and then the level at which Derek Stingley's been playing, I don't think, as long as they're communicating out there, I think they'll be okay. A less mobile Patrick Mahomes should help. That way they're not having to cover guys for longer periods of time, and then they're getting downfield and getting open. So if they can keep everything, they did a lot of inverted cover 2 versus Tua. They almost got another pick off of that. So
I feel like that's their approach too. If you have a Worthy and a Hollywood Brown, like you're gonna have the two high safeties all day. You know what I mean?
yeah, for the most part, the Texans play a 3 a lot. They don't really play a cover 2 shell or anything like that. So they kind of switch that up for Tua purposes. Yeah, they play a lot of 3 and a lot of man, a lot of cover 4. So the two and inverted 2 doesn't happen a lot. They really kind of busted it out this last week
just for the Tyreek Hill matchup.
To confuse Tua. And then once Waddle was out, we had Derek Stingley traveling, which normally he doesn't do. They don't call it shadowing in Houston; they call it traveling. So he was able to travel with Tyreek a little bit in the second half when situations allowed. So he didn't allow Tyreek to do anything.
Love your pass rush against Mahomes here.
Should be good if he's a little nicked up, you know what I'm saying? But last week, 0 sacks allowed on 40 pass attempts. So their offensive line has been taking care of business, and he's pretty good. Last week.
Oh, and they played against Myles Garrett too. God damn.
Yeah, Danielle Hunter though, 12 sacks on the year, 3 sacks last. The pass rush for the Texans had 3 QB hits, 3 sacks on Tua last week. Tim Settle getting involved.
Let's go, the settler.
Yeah, the rush defense was pretty good. It was, I think, on 9. They held the rushing defense also from Miami to 19 attempts, 52 yards, which is only 2.7 yards a carry. So the defense is elite. I think that they can carry, and they definitely have been carrying because, like I said, Stroud only put up 131 yards last week. Didn't have to do much. They set him up to score. There was a shift in the offensive line. They moved Titus Howard to left guard from right tackle, and they inserted Blake Fisher, the rookie, at right tackle. So Juice Scruggs is still injured. So Jared Patterson is the center. It seemed to work a little bit better. Not like super great. I think Stroud was still sacked like 4 times. Yeah, shout out to Patterson. But the offense wasn't really good on third down. They were 5 of 13 on third down, but they did score 20 points on third down as well. So when they did convert, they ended up scoring a touchdown, like on whatever it was, Nico Collins scramble stuff. So, but yeah, the Chiefs defense is going to be something to still, consider. They've held opponents to under 18 points in 3 straight games. So I hope this isn't one of those defensive slugfests that doesn't have a lot of points on the board, because then that's going to suck for fantasy purposes. We saw Nico Collins only put up 17 yards, even though he had 2 touchdowns. So, that kind of saved his fantasy day in those regards. But, Chiefs pass defense is still pretty intense. 164 yards is all they allowed versus Jameis Winston last week. 4 interceptions and a 31.6 quarterback rate, which is horrible. So hopefully they're not in Stroud's face like that. And that's the thing I'm really worried about, is their defensive line stunting, picking the guards up front. There's no communication. Unblocked guys just hitting CJ Stroud in the face right off the bat, and he has no time to get rid of the football. So if he has no time to get rid of the football, there's no scramble drill, then Nico Collins isn't relevant. So I think that the Texans can attack that by going like bunch formation, going quick, getting Tank Dell in motion, figuring out what the defense is kind of doing on the outside, and that way where your hot reads are fairly quickly when if your offensive line isn't doing well.
I want to attempt a reverse jinx here. I think the under is in play here because of the pass rush on both sides.
Yeah, pass rush for the Chiefs, 5 sacks last week. 5 sacks last week for the Chiefs, 11 QB hits. So pass rush is a thing. Definitely a thing.
Yeah, and that's my weak attempt for a reverse jinx, because I want an absolute shootout.
Yeah, a lot of the pundits are nobody's picking over 27 points by the winner.
Yeah.
So a lot of like 22-17, 2017. 23-12 if it's going to be a shellacking. I'm probably picking something around the 24-21 range, hoping that it's just like a field goal type of thing, and maybe the Texans can pull out an upset on the road. But we'll see.
How you feeling there?
Running back Joe Mixon. It's been tough. It's going to be tough to run against the Chiefs as well. He seems to be okay. He's been limited at practice. Let me see if I can pull up the.
Well, Mixon's, I read, is a go. yesterday.
Yeah, they're saying that, but they said he was a go that first time he got a hip drop tackle, and then he sat out for 3 weeks, and they don't really have a lot to play for right now. So he's not officially listed anything for the game. Let me share this on my screen.
All I know is he had no injury designation.
Don't you die on me, Joe Mixon.
Yeah, no, he was listed with an ankle during the week though. Joe Mixon right there, ankle, then limited all week. So I don't feel super comfortable because he hasn't practiced in full. And then they play tomorrow, so he's still going in with a questionable designation.
Yeah, because it is a short week, and he's Joe fucking Mixon. He takes a beating.
Look, like the Texans are super cryptic with their stuff. Like Christian Harris ankle, he didn't practice like all week, and then he's listed as questionable. He's not going to play. You know. The only guys they did list fully out were Scruggs, Stover, because these guys had major injuries. Fatukasi got nicked up again.
Christian Harris goes, I'm not even gonna play him, even if he goes. I had him in a lineup when I saw that news. I was like, because I just want him back. He's so good, and he actually did all right for IDP purposes last week. Like he was like a decent flex. You know, I mean, he put up like 12 points or something like that.
Yeah, it does say he'll play like he said he would, but I mean, I'm still worried, and then I'm worried against that. I mean, if he's going, you got to play him for fantasy, where you drafted him, obviously, right? Hope he gets a touchdown or he catches some passes out of the backfield, but yeah, tough.
Yeah, I love Joe Mixon. And okay, what about Pacheco's? Like, I mean, it's so crazy because when you look at the last couple weeks, he was ramping up. He got all the way up to 70% of the backfield, or the touches in the backfield. And then they split 50-50 down there. But I am going to say Kareem Hunt probably was very vocal about this because he was like, listen, I need to fuck Cleveland up because he's from Cleveland. He also played for them. This is his favorite team. I mean, in his career, too, he's always balled against them because he did play against them a couple times with the Chiefs. So that's what I'm saying. But are we worried? Are we worried about any kind of firing up Pacheco?
Yeah, the Texans have a super stout run defense. We saw what they've done even to explosive running backs like a la Devon Achane, right, just last week. So they kept him in check even though he was catching passes out of the backfield. I mean, that helps in full PPR, but he didn't really do much on the ground. And I expect that to be pretty much the same. The interior defensive line of the Texans is severely underrated with guys like Tim Settle, Mario Edwards, the old long in the tooth veteran. Those guys up there just plugging up the run. And then, of course, the edge rushers in Daniel Hunter.
Yeah, because I was about to say, too, they don't really, outside of Perrine, they're not, Pacheco and Kareem Hunt, these guys aren't running around the edge like that either. So, like, they're going to go stretch runs to the outside and be like Perrine for real. Or the fast receivers that they have, like fucking.
They'll probably use stuff like that as an extension of the run game. I'm thinking they'll probably try to attack with Kelsey and sneak him by and some pre-designed little things. Are
we worried about Kelsey this week? Has he been practicing all right? Because I know he was banged up last week.
As a Texans fan, I'm worried about Kelsey because he seems to be the one who always just beats us, finds a way on stupid little 5-yard, like, it's 3rd and 2.
Little 5-yard dink and doink, and then he's like,
then it's like, it's 4th and 1, and they run it again, and you just can't cover him, and they can just do that.
A little tappy pass down there too.
Yeah, they do that. So the Texans are pretty good against tight ends, though. But I mean, it's Travis Kelsey and Patrick Mahomes.
All right, Jalen Waddle's helpful.
Yeah, he got rolled up in the versus the Texans this last week. He ended up the game with 0 fantasy points, and Tyreek Hill was pretty much on that same route most of the game. Didn't do too much. Tua got intercepted 3 times. Derek Stingley doing his thing.
Have a good day. No, she didn't hear me. She got the little ear things on. Or she ignored me.
So I was trying to think if there was any other points that I had thought of. There were some questions in the chat about Tank Dell. I think that, like I said, Tank Dell should be an X factor in this game if they really want to use him. We saw last week that he was returning kicks. They had an end around where he just wasn't blocked well. He was going to get caught behind the line of scrimmage, and then it turned into an explosive play because he did a stutter step and then juked somebody out and picked up an additional 13 yards. So I think that they still need a scheme to get him the ball a little bit more. Last season, they didn't have Tank Dell after week 9. So this is something like, hey, get this guy going, put a little extra wrinkle. There's no Stephon Diggs. This is the time to really, really get him going. I think they tried to do that a little bit last week, but in a game where your quarterback throws for only 130 passing yards and the 2 touchdowns go to Nico Collins, it's hard to do a lot. But you still saw him get involved on end arounds, first down catches, punt returns. So he's like a desperation still, but I think the Texans offense is desperately needing somebody else to step up, with Dalton Schultz kind of dinged up a little bit, and then the tight end room depleted. I think that it needs to come from Tank Dell. John Mechie is also out this week, so he won't be there. It'll be maybe Hutchinson, but he doesn't really play that role. Yeah, John Mechie's out. So I'm thinking you should see an uptick from Tank just being out there, probably the full allotment of snaps as well. So maybe a good chance for him to finally bounce back and get a touchdown. It's been a while. I think he only has 2 on the season, which is really low compared to his almost touchdown per game basis that he was on last season before the injury. So we also got to keep in mind second year, sophomore slumps for the QB. The offensive line's been horrible. Sophomore slump for the play caller, it seems. And then Tank Dell breaking his leg, then getting shot in the offseason, then having an injury and missing a game. Yeah, those are all real things. So hopefully we'll see that uptick here in the second half of the season, and that can really get him going. But CJ has just missed him on a ton of passes, and a lot of that is him. And Tank, also has dropped 1 or 2 deep or potentially, game-changing plays. So, and a touchdown. So there's been several things that none of it's completely clicked yet, and we're just waiting for the Texans offense to turn the page there and get going like the way we've wanted to. They've had like 1 or 2 games, I think one against the Patriots, where they were firing on all cylinders and everything worked for a full 4 quarters, you know what I'm saying? But it hasn't been much of that all season. So
yeah,
better time than now after the bye, try to gain some steam playing against playoff type teams that you may see down the line in a couple of weeks regardless. So get some good practice in here, measure yourself up, see where you stack up, and then play a lower seed coming in.
A lot of playoff environment games right here.
Maybe you'll play the Ravens again.
It's the time to play the Ravens too, because their defense isn't what it used to be, but their offense is just.
The last season, they played the Ravens 3 times to start the season, to end the season, and then in the playoffs to end the season. And it was not good any of the times. The Texans hung around for a half and then got blown out of the water in the second half every single time. And it's been happening this year as well. They've been lucky enough to gain a lead, and then the other team kind of comes back and makes it close or beats them with a final second field goal, a la the Detroit Lions.
You guys do got the formula, right? You have the good offense that you're supposed to pile the points up, then tee off with that crazy pass rush. You know what I mean? So, and it was kind of a little frustrating the first couple of weeks where Daniil just wasn't hitting home. And then once he started hitting home, it was like, because he was definitely getting pressures and QB hits. You know what I mean?
He does. I believe he leads the NFL in pressures with like 80 something.
But once he started actually totaling them sacks, it was like, okay, this. And then I think we had the 3-week stretch without Will Anderson.
Yeah. Yeah, he was out with an ankle injury since the Jets game, most of the Jets game, and then a couple of weeks after that. So the defense hasn't been fully healthy, but it's been next man up, and they've been performing well, admirably. Kalen Bullock with the interceptions. He's a ball hawk. Kamari Lassiter, they don't throw to that rookie side. And then, of course, you have Derek Stingley. So the secondary is top-notch, top 10 in the NFL, in my opinion.
I need to start more Bullock. Fuck.
Yeah, he's a ball hawk back there. So he has 5 interceptions. So does Derek Stingley. I think Kalen Bullock leads rookies or DBs in that category. So
and it's not like he's just getting picks either. He's getting passes defended, and
he almost had another pick that he dropped. He just dropped it, the first one on Tua. So he's had a couple drops like that where he jumps in front of a route up the middle, and that's why he's a DB. But otherwise, he almost had the second one returned all the way to the house for a touchdown. I think he returned it like 80 yards.
Yeah,
tackled at the 5-yard line by Devon Achane, of course, ran him down.
Because he's fast.
Yeah, he's super fast.
King, I've seen nothing about Tony Pollard for today. He was a DNP yesterday, so I'll have to wait for today's report.
Yeah, Spears is the trending play right now in that backfield, and just start making contingency plans if you have Pasta. You know what I mean? And at least they played the early slate of games, so. You know what I mean? But yeah, definitely look, go start scouring now if you have to go and look for something, if you don't already have something on your bench to switch to, you know what I mean?
Here's some weird
maybe Patrick Taylor. Go see if Patrick Taylor's out there. You know what I mean?
I already forgot what I was gonna say. Shoot.
Yeah, you think it's gonna be? I keep okay. Go back to.
Oh no, I was gonna say C.J. Stroud. I don't know if he was joking or not, but he actually mentioned, and Bobby Slowick also mentioned that Stingley's ball skills are ridiculous. Pause. And they may, or they've tried to get him to go out there and run a post route here or there on offense.
Oh, that's yeah.
Wow. And then one of my buddies joked that, or I don't know who it was. It was just like, yeah, just have him like line up backwards, backpedal, and then like go run a post route.
You're like, what the fuck is going on?
And catch a 25-yard pass. Would that be
illegal formation if the guy's behind, standing like this?
No, I don't think so. As long
like
as he's not moving. Yeah, it's crazy. So Bobby Slowick did mention it, that he goes up and he high points the football, and then CJ said that he's trying to get him out there on offense, because of his skills or that he's an athlete. But yeah, definitely all pro nods for the Sting. I need to do a Sting edit.
The Sting, yeah, we need the Sting shirt. Ooh, and it's him and Sting.
The Stinger.
Sting and Sting from Police.
From the Police.
Yeah, Sting the wrestler, Derek Stingley, and then Sting from Police.
Hella dope.
There it is.
Yeah, and so I think that's it. I mean, as far as resting players, I think that the Texans need to play this Saturday because it's the early game in front of everybody. Then you'll figure out what happens as far as Pittsburgh and everything else after that, and if you're really going to go gung-ho versus the Ravens on Christmas Day or not. Finish off the season to see if the seedings change, because people mentioned, or Kidda mentioned yesterday, it's pretty much locked in the way it is there. I think the Texans can only jump up if Pittsburgh loses and then the Texans win. They can jump up to the 3rd seed instead of the 4th and not play the Ravens. They'll play either the Broncos or Chargers or something like that. So that's the thing that's in play there. Not necessarily a super important game unless you don't want to play the Ravens again. So I think they'll go hard this game versus the Chiefs, see where the cards fall, and then that'll decide whether they're going to play hard again versus the Ravens following week or not on Christmas, or not even following week, but a few days later on Wednesday. So Sunday game, they just played a game. Now they play again Sunday, and then they have another game Wednesday. So crazy taxi. That's what's going on there. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in for this edition of the H-Town Huddle that we ran simultaneously. Super cool, right? Oh yeah, man. Might as well like 2 birds with 1 stone. That's what's up. So let's play the short-ish outro, and then we'll get back to Wake Your Game Up. Cool.
I'm Tex forever.
All these structures make me anxious. Look, I'm just tryna f you, not them hoes you came with. Pull up on 6, slow, loud and banging. Yeah, Texas forever, still twisting my fingers. Texas forever, you speaking my language. Look, all in the day, but for Wednesday. Out in the field tryna score me a deal. Put my name by that X like I'm Kimbe. I do it all for my team, just a young covered in green like I'm Dende. We ain't compadres comprende. Clutch city, crush city, whatever you call it. I stay with my friends, stay hands in, never hand out. Look, I had it, go get it, my everybody say I'm the man now. Wrist moving in and out the kitchen, my might pull up on 6 in the whip, whipping it. I'm just a young getting it. All I had was the pot I was pissing in. Now everybody want pieces, percentages. I'm just trying to get my niggas hope. I did the work that these niggas won't. All this money, cash, cars, clothes, hoes coming in fast, but I'm sipping slow. Cause it's Texas forever. You already know. It's Roy down there.
X forever.
And the GWN is back with a vengeance. Thank you guys for tuning in for that short edition of the H-Town Huddle, which was actually pretty dope. It's pretty dope, I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, you know what's cool? Your cousin be gassing, bro. I'm like, I need to rock with your cousin on a joint one day. I'm about to bring him out of retirement, bro. He be chopping, bro. Shout out to what's cousin's name? What's his handle?
Sorry, it was my boss. I had to pretend I was
Yeah,
working.
no, good.
He was like, "Hey, has the mail guy come by?" And I was like, "No, not yet." I was like, "All right." I was like, "I'll tell you when he's here. He's just gonna come pick up checks or whatever. It's usually when he makes payments and things."
What's Cuzzo's name? He be chopping.
Oh,
bro.
Roy Dale.
Roy Dale, there it is.
Yeah.
It's funny because I was like, is it Romel? Is it Rodell?
Yeah, he's out of Conroe, so a little bit north of Houston.
What's up?
Yes, sir. Yeah, he gasses.
He does.
So that's just a small excerpt of one of his songs or whatever, but that's the part that like slows down and he breaks it down. But the rest of the song is pretty dope also.
He said all these.
So that minute and a half is like literally the song's like 3.5 minutes. So it's just like that minute and a half, the song like changes into another song basically at the end.
Yeah, classic Houston stylistically, like with the double time slowed down, then it gets even more slower. You're like,
yeah, exactly.
Makes it knock.
Yeah.
You know, the slower, like if you have a bass line, the slower you slow it down, the more the lower the frequency hits and the more it slaps. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that one has like a nice little, like a little. I don't know what's going on in the background, but it was cool. The video is pretty tight too. He's wearing like a leather jacket and it's like the Texas flag or something. I don't know.
The one that that shit's hard.
All right, so let's run through the rest of the slates, I suppose. Who else we got? Steelers, Ravens later on that day on Saturday. That's the one we're talking about to figure out.
Yeah, you know. Is that one in Baltimore? Is this one in? Oh no, yeah, it is in Baltimore. Yeah.
It's in Baltimore at 3:30, so it's the game following the Texans game.
That's a huge game.
He's a motherfucker on that Mike Tomlin's a motherfucker on the road. But damn, these Ravens are crazy, bro. On offense, I should say.
Yeah, so on offense, the Ravens are ranked first, Steelers 20th. Steelers on defense 8th, Ravens middle of the pack at 15. Steelers passing 25th, Ravens 3rd. Steelers rushing 10th, Ravens rushing 2nd. So their offense is off the chain.
Wow.
And their defense is middle of the pack. Last meeting, however, Steelers win 18-16 back on November 17th.
Yeah, well, I think was that an overtime thing too? I think they had a chance to get an overtime. That's right, 16-9. Oh no, 16-18. Oh, yeah, 16-18. Oh, it was I think it was the last field goal to take the lead. I think it was. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a eye game.
Yeah. So
and the Ravens, their secondary for like the first like 9-10 weeks were getting rapage. Like, you know what I mean? Just air yards, all recognized, or what do they call it? Yeah, recognized air yards, man. Just fucking killing them. But this last couple of weeks, they kind of tightened up. I don't know if it's like the ones that they was playing against or something, but yeah. Because it's not like this team has been airing it out like crazy either when we were talking the Steelers, right? That's not really their repertoire. No George Pickens. Yeah, I don't know. They need to have the power of Russ's belief right here.
I'm trying to go through the rest of the matchups that seem somewhat interesting. Eagles at Commanders.
Okay, that one's going to be fun. Well, I want it to be fun.
Yeah.
you know who tears up the Eagles? I mean, the Washington Commandos in his career? The Slim Reaper. He just has like this track record against them where he goes crazy.
Devontae.
Mick Smith.
All these guys requested me to serve at the church. I'm not going to be here. I already told y'all.
Like, listen, bro, I'm going to. Hey, this is tight.
Oh, it's January. Never mind. Okay, I can do these days. I was like, what are they doing? I already blocked out those days. Now they know what's up. Yeah, let's see. Eagles and Washington as far as offense and how it goes. Eagles offense 6th, Commanders offense 5th, Eagles defense 1st, Commanders defense 10th, Eagles passing offense 28th, Commanders passing offense 17th, Eagles rushing offense 1st, Commanders rushing offense 3rd.
Wow, I didn't know the Commandos was up there like that with the rushing woo-wop.
It's got to be Jaden Daniels just setting a baseline, and then all the running backs spreading it around too. So
yeah, and we have seen some running backs chunk it up over there, like yardage wise. So
yeah, let me see.
Yeah, like as a collective, even like we even saw we're only like 2 weeks removed from Chris Rodriguez having 94 yards rushing.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels has 656 rushing yards. And Brian Robinson has 705. So combined, they have like 1,400 woo-wops already. And that's not even including like Austin Eckler and like other players that they've gotten in the mix.
Yeah. That's probably why they got that 9-5 record.
Yeah, that's solid record.
Yeah.
And considering that they're only like a place apart in the total offense, but Commanders with arguably like 400 more passing yards, so than the Eagles in general as a team. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Let's see what other. That's going to be an interesting game. We'll see if it turns into a defensive matchup or not. I hope not. The Eagles have been really shutting stuff down, so they have a really good D. Pause. Vikings at Seahawks. 12-2 Vikings travel to the 8-6 Seahawks. Seems semi-interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially with that number one seed on the line too.
Let me see. Take a look at this. Vikings Seahawks. So the Vikings 12th overall offense, Seahawks 16. Defense, Vikings 12, Seahawks 17. Passing, Vikings 8th. Wow. Seahawks 5th. Crazy. And then rush, Vikings 17th, and the Seahawks all the way at 28th. Wow.
Yeah, that DK question was definitely interesting. It's been very sporadic with the DK Metcalf play, but this matchup is probably as good as it gets. I want to believe that a lot of the attention that defenses are gonna they're gonna try and take JSN out now. He's the guy that's been doing most of the heavy work, and DK he's just an outside receiver. If you can,
it's a big game for Seattle.
Yeah,
JSN has 994 yards on 85 receptions and 5 touchdowns. Metcalf 840 yards on 57 receptions, 3 TDs.
Yeah, being the outside receiver, DK Metcalf.
He's designed to take away the number one coverage, and that's been opened up for JSN.
And the Charbonnet TDs, crazy.
You know, at
Gino's
least
been bad with the picks, though. Golly. All right, sorry. Continue,
at least for this matchup, Minnesota, they're strong up. They're strong tacklers, but maybe not coverage. So I don't know. We'll see.
Darnold's killing it with a 29-11 ratio.
It could be a good game for both of those guys. Jefferson is probably going to have a monster game.
Jefferson, Addison.
Yeah.
Jefferson, Adderson.
Adderson. My name is Anthony.
K-Moss.
Ambiance? Is that what you said?
Ambiance. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got one. Ambiance.
Mm-hmm.
Ambiance. Is that the word we're going for?
Ambiance.
Some non-flaggable shit, right? Because we're dope.
I think my lineups are pretty much set. I'm not gonna mess around with stuff too much.
We're in absolute war. What did Justin Herbert do for motherfuckers last night?
He did 318.
Oh, he came out. He's like, bruh, what? Let's go with a 300 mark. Oh, murder. Anyway, he threw for 3-2.
Murder.
Threw for 2.
Murder, she wrote.
He had 250 at halftime, I think.
So he had a shitty second half, you're saying?
He had a shitty. Well, let me tell you, I'm so dead.
Damn, I should have picked up Craig Reynolds. Why didn't I do that over here?
I know. I had to get Craig Reynolds in a bunch of spots.
It's a best ball. I could just pick him up off the waiver. The guy I'm playing against did it. Damn it. And he picked up Kenny McIntosh. Who the hell? He dropped people that he knew.
There's a guy named Kenny McIntosh.
Yeah.
Cool.
For Seattle.
I always told shout out to my man Filthy Mac. Filthy Mac.
Mac Jones or Aaron Rodgers.
Bogey, I stand corrected. He had 284 yards. He had 28 yards rushing.
There it is. So he had a total of over 300.
No, but
I'm playing Rodgers.
Yeah, I have him in there.
You know what's so crazy? Mac Jones might kill them though, bro.
I know.
But it's like how could and then it's Aiden O'Connell who might kill them. It might be like the low key shootout, ugly. I love this at least for my Brian Thomases, but it's hard to not play Aaron Rodgers in something that is on paper to shoot out. I mean, Aaron Rodgers ain't carrying a good a shutdown defense with him anymore. They're giving up hella points. You know what I mean?
Kaiser White's questionable. Under the weather. Friday will provide clarity on his status heading into Sunday's game against the Panthers.
I wonder if Song's still out there. Because look at this I remember one time Song brought up some Stevie B shit one time. I was like, bro, I'm about to flip some Stevie B shit. Then I hit up Prime, and he goes, I did one.
I'm sitting Stafford in this league. I'm just playing Goff and JD5. Nick Goofy. Oh, I sat Allen last night. He had 13 points. Okay, I can live with that.
Which Allen?
This is the Broncos, Zach Allen.
Oh.
But I have Danielle Hunter and Josh Hines Allen.
Yeah.
Damn, Josh Hines.
I missed the black Josh Allen.
Yeah, he only had 3 points last week versus the Jets, but they're playing Las Vegas, so I feel like.
Yeah, their O-line's not the greatest.
Yeah,
their O-line's good for, their O-line's good for
I could have put
run blocking. Not the pass. Actually, their pass pros again, I guess, is
you know what? Should I go Tim Settle? Nah.
Over.
I was gonna say no. I was not gonna do it over Josh.
But over who?
Over Josh Hines.
See, what's crazy is we do want to exploit. See, here's the thing: we can get through that Chiefs line, but it's getting to Patrick Mahomes himself because he's a wiggly, slippery motherfucker. Pause.
Jerome Baker still sidelined. Why isn't he ruled out? Oh,
I mean, he cleared the concussion protocol, but
it was last week. I'm just trying to see who else I can move around. Cam Curl hasn't been playing well.
In the field, you can't be too precise. Fuck how you feel, you know we stupid nice. I'm feeling lit.
Brandon Stevens versus New York.
Can't do it twice.
Alante Taylor. Nah, I'm cool. I'll just leave my lineup the way it is.
You can't be too precise.
You know we stupid nice. I'm feeling lit because we can't do it twice.
See, that's what I'm talking about. In the field, you can't be too precise. Good, right? We're going no stone unturned. We're going at every angle. Like, hey, you can't be too precise.
What's up? Shout out to Johnny Mittens. He's crying because
What's up, Johnny?
He's going through his leagues, putting all his EJ Speeds on IR.
No. Who's the next man up? Hey, you know what? I was just telling Kidda this yesterday. I was like, man, fucking Johnny, dude. He always beats me to all the fly linebackers that are popping up. It's like, and I have no money now, right now, in League 20. And I'm like, he's going to get EJ Speed's backup. Watch. You know what I mean?
I think it's Olube. Olube.
Shout out to Johnny Mittens, man. One of the fiercest competitors I've ever encountered.
Yeah.
Hopefully I could get to the chip in this league where I am the reigning champ. and I can defend this thing all the way to the end and hopefully successfully defend it.
Defend it or
defend it or regret it that I didn't win.
There is a new king.
Yes. No. Johnny beat me twice this year too, and both affairs. The first affair was 4-0. Like it was 4-15 to his 4-17. Then this last one was like by 8 points or whatever. It was like 400. It was like he had like 420 or 427 or something like that. And I had like fucking 417. It was like, it was, Shout out to Johnny.
But you're back.
Yep. I think it's
Yes. I will rise from the dead.
Those are like the most, as far as games wise, like the most intriguing matchups. I'll just run down the rest of the slate if you guys want, just to shout out what they are.
It's a Sunday game for me.
Go ahead.
Sunday night and Monday night. Sunday night, Monday night. Those two games, they're going to be super interesting, obviously, because of the pressure. But for fantasy, a lot of the players that I'm going to be relying on are active and going to be relying heavily.
Alex Pierce has been rolled out.
Yeah, I just said that a little while ago. Sunday slate: Giants at Falcons, Cardinals at Panthers, Lions at Bears, Titans at Colts, Rams at Jets. We already talked about the Eagles at Commanders, Browns at Bengals, Vikings at Seahawks, we mentioned, Patriots at Bills, Jaguars at the Raiders.
That's going to be a Slaughterville.
Okay,
Niners versus Dolphins.
That one. I was about to say that one. That one, I'm hoping for a fantasy bonanza somehow.
Bucks at Cowboys and Saints at Packers on Monday night. Are the last two primetime games. And
could Josh Allen put a 50 burger up on New England? I think so.
I mean, this is the pad. If he's going for MVP, truly, this is the pad the stats game. So I feel like they should just shellac them on purpose. Is that like in bad taste?
I need some JD5 and some Jared Goff to go off. That's what I need. Oh, Gus Edwards, 21 points on my bench over here. Crazy.
Fuck.
I started Buck, James Conner, and Saquon and James Cook like over him.
No, we're gonna die with them or ride with them. Gus Edwards, touche. Damn it.
Yeah, that sucks, man. It always happens like that. It's like, what the hell?
Like, okay, imagine this. You're like, hey y'all, I'm in week 16. I'm gonna sit James Cook for Gus Edwards. Be like, no. And the Broncos were a decent run defense too. So, and it's really the 2 touchdowns. And then he had like a 40 or a 30-something yard reception. You know what I mean?
Right.
Otherwise, it was like, so.
I'm facing off versus Xmas Jackson Flaxen Waxen.
Yeah, I love that name. It's over the top and unnecessary. And that's why I love it.
Yep.
Action Jackson Taxon?
Flaxen Jackson Waxen or something.
Flaxen Jackson Waxen. You should change your name to something even more preposterous. Against him.
Yeah, it's just FF Peacock.
Yeah, that works.
Plain Jane.
Me too. I didn't even change all my other stuff to like the Gen Wealth now. I was like, I'm the GMM network. I'm just the boogeyman. The fucking wolf in sheep's clothing. Beware. Ugh. I need a shirt of that like that. Beware of bugs. Like a beware.
Pentatonics will perform the national anthem on Christmas Day at the Texans and Ravens game.
Wow.
Who's this? The Delphonics?
Pentatonics.
Oh, okay. Whoa, Penta.
Like that group of 5 a cappella singers, I guess, or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, so like they're like they're like a step up from Barbershop Quartet.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I just saw this. I
think they got a lady. Lead, and then they're very electronic. They're
I saw them like one Christmas last year. They were doing a thing. I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting.
Oh, cool. Okay, I'm gonna have to look them up.
Like on TV, I didn't see them like in person or whatever.
Who was the guy? Peter Frampton. He'd play the Walmart guitar with the voice thing.
Yeah.
Come out. Was that Peter Frampton?
I forgot his name. I think
Well,
you're thinking of
they had
John
him in
Mellencamp.
the
Oh, I don't know.
They had an episode where they did like whatever Homer Palooza, I guess it was, and then he was,
yeah, and he's talking through his
through his wah-wah guitar. He has the pedals.
wah,
Wah, wah, wah.
No, I just saw that the Texans have the second highest odds or best odds to trade for Garrett Wilson.
Oh, that'd be
via
dope.
Bovada official.
That'd be dope because then they pay him, and then you already have Nico in there, who's like a decent. He's a friendly-esque deal, and then Tank is like, "Listen, Tank, you just hang in there. You're the 3." And that'd be badass because then if you trade for him, you don't even have to pay Garrett Wilson for a minute either, actually. Unless you traded for him, then extended him to get him under the market before it goes out higher. You know what I mean? He knows he can demand like the most anyway right now.
Yeah, there it is. Wilson's only 24 years old and be a dynamic alongside Collins, Dell, with CJ Stroud throwing the football.
It's all going to depend on what happens to Aaron Rodgers.
Nah, because Garrett Wilson already said he's already been. There's already a few blurbs I've seen where he's throwing like sublims at like Aaron Rodgers, like, look, my shit's not tied to him, because he keeps getting asked like, what's his future look like with them, and if Aaron Rodgers is there to say, listen,
there's multiples out there.
My shit's not tied to him. Yeah, there is multiple. Like this last 2 weeks, actually. New York always wants to get in the mix, though. That they're good like that. They're gonna be.
I saw about 3 or 4 yesterday. It was crazy.
Yeah, because he's very quotable. Because he's like, don't attach me to Aaron Rodgers right now. You know what I mean? And the Jets. I mean, what they're gonna have a whole new regime, GMs, everything. So, Aaron Rodgers probably not even there, bro. He's gonna get a bag, regardless. His dead cap's redonkulous. Yeah, but that Niners game, I hope we get some fantasy-isms out of that motherfucker, bro. We need some good. We need some action there.
You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it.
Oh,
You can
where's my
do
one?
it. You can do it. You can do it. You
There it
can
is.
do it.
You can do it. That's the one right there. Shout out to my cousin, bro, Rob Snyder, bro. He's half Filipino.
Let's see. Is there any world where the Texans acquire MJH for Tank future for the next 2 years? Stroud and Marv were amazing in college. I don't want Marv over there.
You got Nico. It's like
I'd rather have
Nico's
Tank.
everything Marv wants to be.
I'd rather have Tank. Yeah, that's true.
He's not his father's son.
No, it'll take him a little while, I think, to get going over there. It's just like anything else. I think there's a lot of pressure also. It's tough. Sometimes you're just not.
Yeah, he draws the best of the best too.
He's like a skinny, big body guy too. Like he kind of seems more like a slot receiver than a straight up outside alpha. I don't know.
It's kind of slow and gumpy looking.
He's supposed to be renowned for his crispy route running. He's never been renowned for his breakaway speed or separation. At least that's why. Well, at least they wasn't going to be there in the league. I think that's why he didn't do the combine and none of that shit. He wanted her to stock. You know what I mean? He's like, let me get this first round, the top 5 draft pick, fucking woo wop, and then show the world that I'm not my father's son now. And he should get bigger too. So if you think he's like gumpy and clunky on the field, it's like they usually gain weight in the league. You know what I mean?
Put on the muscle.
Yeah, what is he now? Like 230? He's like 6'4".
Oh, I don't know.
He's a big dude. Pause. That wasn't even terrible, but I just gotta pause it anyway. Taylor's big and dude and was.
perspective.
That shit hella funny. I swear to God.
Yeah. What else we got? Anything else?
That's him. Unless we got some more questions, you know what I mean? That might be him.
Nothing so far. Folks driving out for the holidays, make sure you're safe on the road. Also, make sure you're checking out neonpeacockmerch.com for all your holiday gift gear, stuff coming into the new year. There will be some sales, most likely, for the new year. I'll give you guys a heads up.
And you, Peacock, have a wonderful, safe trip, man.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I am leaving in a couple of days. I'll probably catch up with you guys for maybe for the Saturday. We'll see how busy I am. I got a lot of packing and last minute stuff to tie down, basically. And then we're driving out, right? So we're doing that whole deal. But
do you have a road playlist?
Yeah. And do like kids podcasts and stuff of that nature. And then everybody's plugged in and has movies downloaded already, I think, and should be okay. I do these trips quite often, you know.
I always tell the kids you got to ration the trip. If we're on 6 hours, like if you're gonna watch a movie, that's boom a chunk right there, and another movie that's a chunk. Then you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't like to take breaks, so
yeah, we don't.
I just keep driving.
We usually, anytime we have a trip, we're usually going like 3, 4 in the morning. We throw them in there sleeping. They shut the fuck up for like the majority of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're gonna probably take off early. I said like 6 a.m. and they'll knock out on a nap, and then when they get up, it'll be like, yeah, we're almost where we're gonna stay, you know. And then we'll cut the trip there in half, and then drive out and do it again the next day, and then we'll get there.
Okay, so it's a little, there's a checkpoint.
Yeah, instead of doing 15 hours straight or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, you ain't lying.
Let's see.
I did that to Arizona one time.
Derek's on a 4-hour road trip. Come on, man. This is like me going to San Antonio.
I'm about to call Derek right now and bother him.
But yeah, safe travels though. Let's see. Bake said, did you guys say Wandale and McLeod for that last question? I didn't hear the answer. Oh, did I see
shit.
Ray. I'm leaning the receivers.
Where did that question, bro? Oh, here it is. I didn't see it, man. We skipped over it. Pick 2, full PPR. Wandale, McLeod, Algier, Justice Hill.
All right. Sneed's not going to return this year either.
So,
L'Jarius Sneed.
I'm going to go Justice Hill on the running back side, because like I think this one is usually like a close-knit game. So like he's going to get involved when they have to go hurry up. You know what I mean? And then the other one, I want to go Ray here because the matchup, but man, there's Wandale too. Wandale's been hurt by Theo Johnson and Tracy for the last month in the short passing game. So yeah, I'm gonna go Ray even with the QB change.
Yeah,
that's a tough one for me, man. To be honest. Oh yeah, QB change. I forgot about that.
Right? Because it's like it'd be like whatever, Casey Washington or something, like maybe someone for the team too that he has rapport with.
But Algier's probably not bad, right? I don't know how much run he's been getting lately, but I know that he does get guaranteed touches, so it just depends what you're looking for. Cool. What's good, Tino? We've been here for a minute. We're already going to shut it down unless you got any questions. What did he say? Almost near the George Washington Bridge. Take him to the Washington Bridge. What else we got? My ring is going off. My ring camera. Let's see. Salutin' and scootin'. I did drop a video on my YouTube earlier today. I was just messing around with some samples. For those of you in the chat who aren't familiar with my channel, go check it out.
Yeah.
Check this out.
Why is it taking forever to load? So weird.
Hey.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my share screen at the moment. It's let it keep loading. Get to the end.
Let that thing buffer.
Right. It's still doing it.
Bakes, Walker's trending playing.
Man, I'm trying to. Okay, so there's this league that we won't mention, right? But the seeding was wrong, and the commish also would enforce things as far as like making sure you have a lineup in there, and he didn't do this himself to get a certain manager in the playoffs. Make the long story longer, this certain manager, he's like, I'm gonna kill you, Bogart, I'm coming for you, pause. And I'm like, okay, and then we're not playing each other. So Duda mentioned it, so I mentioned it too, because I just want things to be legit. Then it gets switched. So now I'm playing that dude that I've been playing. But is this an admission of doing something? Like, if there was nothing wrong and it was legit, it shouldn't have been switched then, right?
I mean,
because that's like switching it back.
I'm down for just leaving it alone, However it is.
I was about that too. Because I didn't even make a hoop. I just said, hey, I think we're playing the wrong seeds because I'm the highest seed. I should be playing the lowest. And he makes the switch. But there's no explanation. And he says, I hit refresh on the playoffs. All right, so you just hit refresh on the playoffs and it just fixes it? Like, so it was wrong to begin with? We're in week 2 of the playoffs.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's very strange and super annoying because I technically didn't want to play dude that was like trying to kill me. And he had Lad go kind of crazy last night. So I'm like, all right, well, I guess here it is.
Works in my favor.
Lad didn't go that crazy last night, Bogey. He went.
Guys, your guys' league is not a reseeding?
It's supposed to be. It's even
That's
in the
what
bylaws.
But it only reseeded after the first.
Struggling in that league. You've catch my drift.
That's very weird. Yeah.
Tino, it might have been my stream that I'm trying to play the music on was skipping. But if you hear us still skipping, then it's your phone. Yeah, this thing wasn't loading correctly.
Music written by Miles.
And you want to count out 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Crash, man. Shout out to all you hip cats, man.
Yeah, it's real chill. I don't know why it's skipping so much though. It's like it doesn't want to load on my Facebook. My YouTube for some reason.
You know what's so crazy? It was doing that a lot to Guccini this past couple months.
It's so weird.
I know. I'm wondering if it's like shout out to my man Slim. He was like, maybe it's like a non-Apple thing, but I'm like, Peacock's not on Apple.
I think it's the way bandwidth we have uploading and downloading. I don't know.
Will we ever understand
Check
bandwidth?
this out.
Will I ever understand bandwidth?
So what?
Sure. Yeah, I don't know why it's stopping so much. It's so weird.
Music written by
Only like 1 minute and 40 seconds. Should have loaded.
Music written by Miles.
It's messing up my stuff. It's messing up my flow. Anyway.
I know, right? It's not Stephen flowing right now.
We go Cam said Stephen Flow. T. Higgins or Garrett Wilson? I'm going to give you
Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Garrett Wilson. That's my initial thought.
Stephen Flow. Stephen Flow. Stephen Flow. Yeah. Hey.
Oh, he has there's a full entrance on YouTube.
Word?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if let's see if the bandwidth is kind. We kind of need this right now. This shouldn't be something that'll fuck with us. Let's do it.
It's Stephen Flow.
This is the best. Hold on. Oh, see, now it's doing it again.
Oh, it's doing that thing. Dang. Okay.
Ah, no.
Steven Flow. Steven Flow. It's Steven Flow. That shit was stuck in my head all week, man.
That's it. I'm getting that drop. I'm putting it. That way we just have it to play it.
We need it. Okay, we got to get to the bottom of this because this is if it's not a StreamYard issue, right? It might be because your shit never used to do that, man.
Oh, turn the resolution down, maybe. Let's see. How do I do it?
We only the best for Steven Flow. It's Steven Flow.
Oh, it's all good. Like I said, I'll get this.
The double flannel. You got to do the double flannel, man.
I think it's only when I actually start sharing it. Weird.
Steven Flow. Steven Flow. Steven.
So what is this like? Wrestling? What is it?
Steven.
He even looks like he looks like the early '90s grunge.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's Steven Flow.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what I mean? He's a bastard son.
Does he hit his opponent with the guitar, like right up the head with it?
Like Jeff Jarrett, probably.
Steven.
Oh man, that's too funny. I'm having trouble here.
Oh, that
Too
shit
good.
has me dying. I'm about to watch
how does
the
this
full
end?
version like 7 times when I get off this stream.
Steven is somewhere. I don't know where he is though.
I know. Where in what happened to Steven Flow? I bet you if we could find him on Instagram or something, he'll come on the show.
Steven Flow, I have a tag team partner, Jeremy.
That's crazy.
Man, that is the funniest thing ever.
Steven Flow.
Let's see if he has a tag.
Steven Flow.
Oh, Jam, Professor Steven Flow is the
Fucking
Guns
brilliant.
tribute act you didn't know you needed. Oh, 3 days ago. This is pretty recent. 5 days ago. Fans react to grunge theme wrestler Steven Flow on Pro.
Oh shit, we're on the wavelength, man.
Yeah, this just happened. Literally
Nice.
3 days ago.
Yeah,
Steven
that's just been stuck in my
Flow's
head for
entrance
3
theme.
days. I'm tapped in. I need to figure out how to hone that. Did I get caught?
Pro wrestler Steven Flow is the grunge tribute. Yeah, it's funny. Loudwire. Grunge Bible Steven Flow. Oh man. Ooh. That makes my face hurt.
Steven Flow, yeah.
Everybody's like, stop making me laugh. My coworkers. That's too funny,
Okay,
dude.
question. So on your end, well, it's glitching on us. When you're hearing on your end, it's fine.
No. It started chopping up, but like I stopped sharing and then I'd exit full screen and it would play normal. So I think it's when I'm sharing it, like uploading is the bandwidth's probably.
Let's hit it with
today
just
or
the
something.
audio. Let's hit it with just in the background one time.
Let me actually rip the background.
Okay, nice.
That way I can upload it.
Yes. I mean, you're gonna chop it anyway, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna do the whole thing.
Yeah. You are now witnessing behind the scenes, in front of the scenes.
Behind the scenes, in front of the scenes. Super wrestler phenomenon, Steven Flow.
I shall be introduced as such.
I like how he has Steven Flow, but there's a like an E at the end. It's a silent E.
Yeah.
Steven Flow.
Flowy. The E is silent. God damn it.
Wow.
Probably for copyright infringement, maybe. There might be another
Yes.
Steven Flow out there, man.
Oh, what? Yeah, my internet's slow because it said it couldn't Rip the URL.
Stephen Flow. Stephen Flow. Stephen Flow. My girl's like, what the fuck are you singing?
Hilarious.
Like the last 3 days, man. I swear to God. I was in the shower singing Stephen Flow, man. Then I even fucking play at one point too. I was like, hey Siri, play Even Flow Woo Wop, right? Pearl Jam. Then boom, and I'm just singing to it though. Stephen Flow.
He'll be he's on his way Sunday, March 9th, 2025 at Concord Music Hall in Chicago.
Stephen Flow's jamming?
Super Wrestlers, Earth's strangest pro wrestling company.
It's its strangest. I mean, shit, man. Stephen Flow takes the cake.
Tito was like, oh, he moved. Frozen there for a second. Give me a sec. Okay, I got the song. Let's upload it. See if we take the.
All right, guys, this is the world premiere from the Gen Wealth Net. Stephen's Flow.
It's still loading. Hold on. I'm uploading it.
Wait for it, everyone.
Okay, cool.
Loading
There we
up
go.
the Stephen Flow slap.
Gen Wealth Net premiere. Here it is.
Yes.
It's only his second appearance, but Stephen Flow has already captured the attention of the world.
Okay.
But what's next for the grunge-inspired super wrestler? Find out on Sunday, March 9th, when the Super Wrestlers return to the Concord Music Hall for Super Wrestlers Infinite.
That's the part right here. That's the part. Damn, he's a god, bro. I want to go to that wrestling show, bro. Did we miss it?
No, March 9th, 2025.
Okay.
Chicago,
All
Illinois.
right, next year.
Concord, whatever.
Dude, that's a movie. Bogey goes to. Where's this at?
Concord. Hold on.
Concord?
What?
Chicago?
Yeah, Concord Music Hall, Chicago, Illinois.
I think this is the time I meet the bros. I hit him up and say, hey, be in Illinois. Where you going? What do you mean, where am I going? I'm going to see Stephen Flow, bro.
What?
Yeah, shout out to Sweetness and Smokey, bro. I always told us, listen, when I make my way out there somehow, some way, this is the way right here. I think I gotta go see Stephen Flow.
Stephen Flow.
Who's coming with me?
All I want to Stephen Flow is who's coming with me.
Who's coming with me?
Great stuff. All right. Anything else from the chat?
If you're Stephen Flow, now you
Vikings
know.
Gente. Tino
And
says he
what's up,
flies to
Sensei?
Baltimore in 3 weeks. Okay. What you doing in Baltimore?
Baltimore in 3 weeks. So he's gonna be in Baltimore next year. Yeah. What you doing in Baltimore? I think of Baltimore. I think of The Wire. It's like, oh, he's moving. He's transporting. Shout out to the Sensei.
Yes, sir. Hit the like button. Subscribe for the Gen Wealth.
Appreciate y'all. Been a hell of a year.
Tino said he's going hunting.
Ah, nice.
Nice. In Baltimore. Oh no, I'm mixing them up. Yeah, hey Tino, he's a he's a shooting motherfucker. Hey, he'll straight up have the fucking deer piss on him and everything. But he's like, let's go. Just dab it like it's a fucking clone.
Johnny Mitten says, my life seems so small before finding out about Stephen Flow.
That's exactly what I felt. Oh shit. Stephen Flow changed my life. Oh, the power.
It's only his second appearance, but Stephen Flow has already captured the attention of the world. But what's next for the grunge-inspired super wrestler? Find out on Sunday, March 9th, when the Super Wrestlers return to the Concord Music Hall for Super Wrestlers Infinite.
I killed that shit.
Free publicity right there for Steven Flow.
Hey man, that's
The next
the
hottest
best.
thing. Oh, that's the best thing I've heard all day. All week.
All week.
All week. Yeah,
It
when I
was
found
what,
it.
What was that? When were we on? Was that Monday night?
I think it was Monday or Tuesday, one of the nights, and I was like, look what came across my phone.
It wasn't Tuesday. Because it was just me and Spencer on, but it was one of them ones. So it's definitely because this is before the last 3 days before he started trending. I'm just saying we might have blew him up.
We may have. I think it was like the day he blew up. It was 3 days ago, so that makes sense.
Okay, we're on 3 days ago.
Tino says he doesn't know the city he's staying at, but he's flying into Baltimore.
He's just gonna drop him
We do watch hunting in Baltimore.
No, Quinn.
He's like, I hope I see the drones everybody's talking about.
He's gonna shoot at the drones, isn't he?
Oh gosh,
He's
keep
gonna
it safe
don't
out
do
there.
it. You're gonna start the war.
It's a military operation. They're training for some reason.
Hey, you know what though? I kind of want one of those things. Those are badass. I saw some of the little videos and some of the little.
Well, those are the ones that they're seeing are the big ones. I don't think
Kind of hard, right? He's like, hey, bro, where you at? I'm sliding in through, bro. Look outside. Look outside right now. Where you at? Look up, bro. I'm in the little woo-wop. This is a military shit, blood. Like, what? How'd you get that, bro? Hold on, bro. I gotta go into V formation. You ever seen that? They're V in formation too. Like, what are they doing? I
They're
want
doing
one.
some crazy things out there.
I know. I want one.
I want one.
It's like the Jetsons.
See, bro, I got a drone. You got to ask permission to even fly it. Yeah, you do. You need to be like registered or certified.
See what I'm saying?
It's tough. I've tried to do it like without any training, and I was like, crash the drone all the time.
I know, right? And like we don't have like just dollars to just spend, right? It's like those things aren't
You can't. You just whoops! I just lost a $200 drone.
right.
Tree.
Let's go. I got 5 of them. Yeah, and I think there's like they put governors on the app where it doesn't let you go a certain elevation either, right? Where you get into restricted airs.
Yeah, some of those drones are expensive, man. Holy Jesus.
I feel like one of those drones could pull up and pick up Kyler Murray and sweep him away.
Kidda would be on board with that.
It's Kidda flying the drone.
It's called the Kidda drone.
I got Kyler Murray. I told
Not
y'all.
right now. It's fantasy playoffs. I want all the Kyler Murray up against me in the lineups. Go ahead.
In Carolina.
I really don't care. It's just they're gonna run the ball.
Big Connor game. I'm playing against Connor.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac was like, "Yeah, I like the switch." He's like, "I like my chances better." I'm like, "Ah." I'm like, it was supposed to be like this to begin with, or was it? I'm like, why? If there's a change that had to be made, that means that there's something happened there. You know what I mean? There's some flags here. Oh no, Uncle Buck's he's been on Uncle Buck's been he's been headhunting for me for like 3 years.
The Buckster. Uncle Buck, classic movie.
Right? And he's an
I want to see a uniform really bad.
It really was good, man. Shout out to what's his name? John Candy.
John Candy, it was. Yep.
Yeah, rest in peace. Yeah, John Candy was all the way fool with it. Yeah, I mean,
indeed he was.
Yeah. Man.
All right. Well,
that's him.
I think so. I think that's him.
Yeah, I think that's a wrap.
Yeah, so
we shall return. We got plenty of stuff on the schedule for this week, fellas.
Yeah, just stay tuned, y'all.
Exactly. I'll give you guys a rundown and say aliens will never abduct me. I'd be too much of an issue. Yeah, probably, Tino.
No, I need you in there, Tino.
We need the 411, the inside information.
I need you in there. Tino's gonna text me like, Brad, guess where I'm at? Where? Bro, I'm on the alien shit. Word.
Don't forget, guys, you can hit me up if you want a Simpsons character. It's $25 for the standard character, and then it's $5 additional items like, team hats and backgrounds and your name and whatnot. Shirts are on the website, or they can be put on the website if you want to go that route as well. And then, of course, we will be rocking Saturday, most likely, Sunday, most likely, Sunday night, most likely, Monday night, most likely, live watch parties all the way around. So appreciate you guys chilling with us on the Wake Your Game Up. Let's see, no playoff NCAA talk. No, we're not doing college right now. Let's see. I'm on my way to picking you up. If you're not going to believe, they're Molly. The aliens. Yeah, they get lit. I'm sure.
Oh shit.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, we appreciate everybody rocking with the GWN. Make sure you're liking and subscribing. Make sure you're checking out neonpeacockmerch.com. Just be on the lookout for sales. We will be back with a lot of stuff as far as shows go, new merch dropping, new and exciting things, new cool segments, drops, everything like that for the new year and on to those fantasy championships that are oh so coveted that we all want. One time before we go, whoops.
It's only his second appearance, but Steven Flow has already captured the attention of the world. What's next for the grunge-inspired super wrestler? Find out on Sunday, March 9th.
I'm going to use that announcer
to the Concord Music Hall for Super Wrestlers.
What's next for the Super Wrestler? I'm going to create a super wrestler persona. All right, man. Appreciate everybody rocking with the GWN Network.
We'll see everyone Sunday, and we'll see them Wednesday.
Saturday.
Oh, that's right. Tomorrow.
We got some football tomorrow, baby cakes.
Oh, I forgot that one.
Appreciate everybody for rocking with
guys,
us.
we'll rock in tomorrow. Right,
yes,
peace.
sir. Yes, sir. That's how we do it.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.